How come every time I come home there ain't never no dick here? This is stupid ass house. The fuck?
Welcome, brothers. Today we're going to watch a video about divorced women. Women who ruin their marriages thinking the grass is always greener. But before we continue, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments with your experiences. This helps the content reach more men who might need it. Also, we're on TikTok, link in the description. So without further ado, let's get started.
Please go away. Let me sleep for the love of God.
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want?
Everybody love everybody. Come on.
I set the rules and you follow them blindly.
Who's listening? Listen!
I'm done. Please. I don't want to do this anymore.
Fine. Totally fine. I don't know why it's coming out all loud and squeaky, because really, I'm fine.
Fuck him. Fuck him.
And these are the stages women go through. It's well known that divorce is a tough time for everyone, but particularly for women. When a woman decides to divorce, she often comes prepared months in advance. Her friends know, she has her finances in order, and her lawyer has advised her on how to gather all the evidence to make things difficult for you. That's why after the divorce, a man is left so devastated. The man has to face the blow head-on, while the woman typically goes through the grieving process during the relationship. In the process, the man must talk to friends, find a place to live because nearly 80% leave the house, figure out how to divide the money, and determine the children's custody schedule. He realizes that his life has taken a 360-degree turn in a matter of months. That's why marriage seems to benefit only one side, and that's why the legal system often favors women in divorce. This process is tough for men, especially for those who dedicated everything to their homes, never put themselves first. That's when it starts to hurt even more, realizing the lost years, especially if there isn't a support network of friends, which is the current case for almost 70% of men.
When I got divorced at 32, I thought my life was over. No one was ever gonna want to date me. Like, I had this scarlet A and I was like branded for life. Yeah, I could literally not have been more wrong. And I just really wish that someone would have told me this, because I literally wasted so much time having all of these pity parties for myself. Like, we're talking when I was ready to start dating again, I had a full-blown roster. High quality men. Successful, smart, handsome, funny, all the things. Like, literally I was just joking with my friends that I post-divorce had more men like coming at me than I did when I was 24. Let's talk about why I think this is. When you come out of a divorce, you just have this new profound strength and confidence. Like, kind of this fuck you all attitude. I don't have time for bullshit. I don't have time for game. I've been through it. Do not fuck with me. And it is so wildly magnetic. Because after a divorce, you have to figure all of your shit out. You gotta pick up the pieces. I was so much more independent. I knew exactly who I was, exactly what I wanted and what I expected out of a partner. So please stop worrying. Have some fun dating. I got good things coming.
After the divorce, she had a list of suitors. You know how it goes, surely a sausage fest. It's one thing to have suitors. Almost every woman has them even after hitting the wall. But it's another thing if she actually wants to get married or form another relationship with you. Because there are plenty of thirsty simps out there. The problem is most women misinterpret this. They think that having 5 or more men pursuing them means those guys are looking for something serious. What many men see, however, is a vulnerable woman seeking revenge or trying to forget everything, in short, fresh meat. And since men don't pass up the opportunity for a night of passion, who cares if she's divorced or not? In the end, it's not like we're getting married. It's just a night of fun. After the divorce, they go through a bunch of chads, men who bring nothing to the table except their seed. She starts to realize that the grass isn't always greener, because she forgets that men have an advantage here. A woman can date 10 or more men, and it doesn't guarantee commitment. But a high-value man can date 10 women, and 9 of them want to marry him. Brothers, never stop working on yourselves.
If you're going through a divorce, this video is for you. It's a long video, so bear with me, but I want to tell you this. I know what you're going through. I know you feel your life's over, everything you've worked on, you feel like you've wasted time, you're maybe angry at yourself or your spouse. I assure you everything happens for a reason and better days are ahead of you. If it wasn't for my divorce, I never would have gone to YouTube to start a movie review channel. That channel, as horrible as it was, got me exposure. It got me a better career with my employer doing video editing. If it wasn't for that channel, I would have never ended up at a Comic-Con interviewing celebrities and having a time of my life surrounded by my fellow nerds. If I didn't start that channel, I would have never ended up on TV here locally in San Antonio doing movie reviews. My divorce led me to that position and gave me a whole new world of friends, experiences that I am forever grateful about. That channel led me here to TikTok, where I'm now talking to 229,000 people, giving my advice, helping them get through some of the darkest moments of their life. That decision led me to my girlfriend 6 years later, who is now pregnant with my son. I'm having a son. And I promise you, as dark as it seems right now, if you stay positive, if you learn from your mistakes and put good energy out there, it'll come back. And it's a wonderful ride. You'll be okay.
Bravo for this, brothers. Being a wonderful man is truly remarkable. If you're a man who takes care of his health, goes to the gym, pays attention to his appearance and clothing, has a solid group of friends, maintains a stable job, always creates opportunities for career improvement, buys his own car, manages his businesses and savings, when someone leaves your life, you don't feel that impact. When you're one of these men who dedicates everything to his family, never puts himself first, lets that dad bod take over, never improves his image or style, never leaves the house, stays in the same job for 20 years without any salary improvement. Brothers, when they take everything from you, because believe me, they go for everything, you end up destroyed, feeling alone because you didn't even maintain your friendships. Brothers, don't be that man I described. Always, even if you have children or a wife, pursue excellence. A man who takes care of himself is a man who takes care of his family. Additionally, when you're a man who does all of this, you'll have a healthier marriage. Women are competitive among themselves. When they see that their man brings a lot to the table, that if they leave him, he'll have someone younger and more beautiful in his life tomorrow, that woman won't let you go. She won't even mind sharing you as long as it doesn't lower her standard of living. That's why you always see men who stand out and others who get lost in mediocrity, because they forgot that their greatest responsibility is to themselves.
As someone who has gotten separated and will be getting divorced, I want to share some things with you that I have learned so far on this journey. If you are amicable and you can go the mediation route instead of hiring a bunch of lawyers and spending thousands of dollars, do it. Put everything in writing, even if you're questioning if you should put it in writing. Put it in writing. Be flexible. We are humans. We have tiny little humans and things are going to come up. So you just have to be flexible. Just because you have a schedule doesn't always mean that that schedule is going to work. Take the time to grieve. Take the time to grieve your old life, things that you thought, were going to happen in the future, and give yourself time because you might feel okay one day and then you might feel not okay the next. And lastly, if you have children, try to agree to spend some holidays together. So Thanksgiving, Christmas, and make sure that your child feels like they still have this family unit, regardless of what has happened.
There's at least one conscious woman because the majority of women don't want to maintain harmony with the father of their children. That's why you see so many families destroyed because they don't think, if I leave this man on good terms, he won't be destroyed, and he can help with our children. Plus, their father won't fall into so much debt. Besides taking everything, there are the attorney fees, which are even worse than losing half of your money. You've seen divorces that last a year, during which men have had to pay up to $50,000 to a lawyer. The woman doesn't think about how she's making her family purr and that it will affect her children later on. She just wants to destroy the man, see him in ruins. That's why you see fathers who, after the divorce, don't even want to see their children because of the immense hatred they have for the mother due to the abuse of the divorce.
87% of divorced women are broke within 5 years. As a licensed financial coach, I've helped hundreds of women thrive financially through divorce, and here are my top 5 financial tips for you. 1. Stop fighting for the house. The house is not the end-all be-all. You're probably giving up other important assets like retirement and potentially income needs if you're only fighting for the house. 2. You should create a financial plan for yourself before the divorce, not after, so that you know your needs for your future. 3, negotiate a cost of living rider into your alimony and child benefits. This means as your expenses continue to grow with inflation, so will your income. 4, keep in mind, if you were married at least 10 years and you don't end up remarrying, you may be able to collect off half of your spouse's Social Security when you come to full retirement, and this could be higher than yours. 5, learn to implement the 50-30-20 rule. This is where you put 50% of your expenses towards your living expenses like housing and food, 30% towards discretionary spending, those variable expenses that just happen to come up, and 20% towards your retirement and towards your savings. If you need to create a financial plan for your divorce, then feel free to go to the Bank of My Lyle and you can schedule a free call with me.
This is what I call one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, a woman who prepares herself before divorcing to secure more of the man's money. It includes alimony, retirement, the house, savings, children, child support, brothers. It turns the man into a total slave. After the separation, they come out on top. You don't see how, as they say, 5 years after the divorce, they end up spending everything they took from the husband. Let me tell you something. Even though she says not to keep the house, most women who go down this path don't retain the house they lived in, the one most men leave when they have children. They end up on the street because if they don't know how to manage themselves and don't have a house, they end up on the street or at their parents' place. That's why many men give up the house with the condition that they can't sell the house of their children. It remains in the name of the man's children, not for whatever may come afterward. But many, like this woman, go for the retirement. They want alimony. Fortunately, in some states, they don't grant permanent alimony if the marriage lasted less than 20 years. That's why it's always said that a man who rises after a divorce is a man worth two, because the woman almost always ends up ruined. But the man knows how to bounce back in this life. Brother, be happy to be a man. Work on yourself. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What do you think of this man and how he overcame his divorce? Do you know any woman who got divorced and how did it go for her? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from The Wall.